Hey guys, pull down those lap bars because we're about to drop into the first episode of Season 2 of Thrilling Sound. I'm your host, Sawyer Cormican. I'm a themed entertainment professional and nerd who specializes in audio. A little bit of background on me: I'm from Wildwood, New Jersey, and grew up on the boardwalk. I went to Drexel University for music production, but now I am down in Orlando getting my Master's of Communication at the University of Central Florida. Roll Drags and Go Knights. I originally started this podcast because it was a homework assignment from Drexel. I'm now in the real world and wanted to make a personal passion project. So here we are. Enough about me though. You nerds want to talk about roller coasters and audio. If you like what you are hearing so far, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. When you first think of audio on a roller coaster, what ride is your first thought? For many, it is probably Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It makes sense. The music is integral to the movies and the ride. Audio isn't all music though. Of course, that does make up a huge portion of it. In this episode, I want to ask the question, does good music make good sound design? That question will also lead us to the following question. Does good music make a good story? This is because every single detail on a themed attraction must be in support of the story, especially the audio. Wait, what is the story of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind? The ride takes place shortly after the first film, where our heroes have just saved the planet Xandar. Peter Quill, also known as Star-Lord, has told the Xandarians about a wonderful place called EPCOT on Earth. The Xandarians connect with EPCOT's message of global connection and technological innovation. They decide to come down and show us Earthlings their technological innovations, especially relating to energy conservation. The exhibit should culminate with their cosmic generator, a device that helps them produce clean energy for their planet using energy from the Big Bang, which is something Earth might be able to do one day. However, something goes wrong. A Celestial steals the cosmic generator to erase human history because it thinks humans have messed up so badly they aren't worth saving. The Xandarians are alarmed and call the Guardians of the Galaxy to help. The Guardians decide that the best way to help is if we guests follow the Celestial through time and space until the Guardians can come and destroy it. We get on evacuation shuttles and follow the Celestial. Chaotic spinning ensues, and we and the Guardians of the Galaxy save Earth. Okay, cool. That's an awesome concept that puts guests right into the middle of the action. Wait, where does music come into that story, though? The 80s pop rock music is only integral if you know that Peter Quill uses music to motivate him on his missions. It is also worth noting that EPCOT opened in 1982, making these songs feel at home in this park. I don't want to underestimate music roles in the ride and sound design as a whole. Music is so important. It helps unconsciously set the tone of an experience. Even in the pre-show, music is being played. I bet unless you're an audio nerd, you've never even noticed. The cinematic sci-fi with heavy strings and building tension helps bring you into the world of Xandar. It allows guests to drop their suspension of disbelief and truly let loose and enjoy the story. There are other aspects of audio design that allow guests to get fully immersed in the story. How about the fact that you can't see a speaker? Every speaker is meticulously placed to not only give the guests good coverage, ensuring that there aren't dead zones of less or no audio, but they are also themed with painted grills or hidden behind cool architecture. The sound effects in this ride are incredibly crisp and precise. I have to share my favorite one, and I'm guessing that most people have never even thought about it. After the chaos of spinning through the cosmos, with music pumping and adrenaline high, there is a crucial moment of calm. As the train pulls into the unload station and the music fades, you hear a soft, controlled release of the lap bars disengage. It is not loud or dramatic. It is gentle, almost like the ride is letting you go. That sound is not just practical. In sound design, these kind of cues are called auditory feedback. They signal a transition and help the brain shift from high alert to a state of safety, without even thinking about it. Guests know the mission is over, they are safe, and it is time to return to reality. It is such a small detail, but it brings the entire experience full circle. It completes the emotional arc of the ride. Disney Imagineers knew that when guests boarded the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, they would expect music. Not just any music, but the familiar pop rock hits that define the Guardians world. Meeting that expectation was not just fan service, it was a deliberate design choice to connect emotionally with guests right from the start. The music gives guests something familiar to hold on to, as they are launched into a wild, unfamiliar story. But Imagineers did not stop there. They layered that music with precise sound effects, character voices, and environmental sounds that build the world of Xandar and the stakes of the mission. Without that extra layer of thoughtful sound design, the music would feel disconnected. The song might get people dancing in their seats, but they would not be enough to make guests believe that they were really flying through space to save humanity. I guess that brings us back to our original question. Does pop music solve everything? Or, to put it another way, does using pop music automatically mean you have good sound design? I would say no. Pop music does not automatically create good sound design, and it definitely does not guarantee a good story. You hear pop music at the grocery store every day. Sure, it sets a mood while you pick out cereal, but does that mean that you're coming home thinking about the epic story the dairy section told you? Probably not. Unless, of course, you spend a lot of time thinking about cows. In a theme park setting, music has to do more than just sound good. It has to support the story, the emotions, and the overall guest experience. On Cosmic Rewind, the pop music works because it is tied to Peter Quill's character and helps set a playful, high-energy tone. But the Imagineers went further. They built an entire soundscape around that music. From the pre-show's sci-fi score to the hidden speakers and carefully placed sound effects, every audio choice works together to pull guests deeper into the world. That is why the ride is memorable. Not because you heard September or Everybody Wants to Rule the World, but because the music was a part of a complete, immersive sound design. So, does pop music solve everything? No. But, when it is used thoughtfully, paired with sound design that supports the story and the emotional experience of the ride, it can create something unforgettable. Cosmic Rewind is not just a playlist ride. It is a masterclass in how music and sound work together to bring story to life. Thank you so much for joining me on this ride through the cosmos and through the soundscape of Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing with your fellow theme park nerds. Let me know in the comments what your favorite song on Cosmic Rewind is. Next time on Thrilling Sound, we are going to step into a completely different world. One where 80s pop would feel completely out of place. How do you set a tone when the goal is not excitement, but fear and suspense? We will answer that question by looking at the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Trust me, you will want to take the service elevator for this one. Until then, please exit all the way to the left and keep your ears open.